Hello and welcome to the 30 to Lock show presented by RotoRadar Daily Fantasy Sports. My name is Joshua Reimer. I'm joined by none other than Jared Block, who's over on my right. Jared, how are you doing this fine Thursday afternoon?
I forgot it was Thursday today. That's how crazy this week's been.
Yeah,
Doing well. It's been a crammed morning, as the last couple Thursdays have been, but we're here.
we are. We are certainly here and ready to break down today's interesting six gamer for FanDuel and even more interesting seven gamer for DraftKings. My article has been out for a little bit now. FanDuel lineups are about to come out momentarily. Your stuff has been out for a little bit as well. And yeah, feeling good about where I'm currently at right now.
I feel the same way. I took a couple shots on some things that we may have. We touched on them on the podcast, but I felt a little bit more bullish on the FanDuel side of things. I still like DraftKings a lot, but we'll see if we get that Arizona lineup within the next 30 minutes here.
Yeah, man, Arizona. I highly doubt it. I would be floored if we did end up getting that lineup, but if we do, that would certainly be nice of Arizona to do that for us, without a doubt. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. We will be more than happy to answer them. But until then, Jared, I'll ask you the same question I always do. What was one guy who you wish you could have got in your lineup that you weren't able to?
Ooh, today it was probably I don't know. I got a lot of guys that I like. I wish that the FanDuel slate had the Arizona game in it. Um, I'll just go ahead and say Aaron Judge. I did not be able to get Aaron Judge in today.
I was able to get Aaron Judge in. I was talking to you about that, how I wish I could have got some Aaron Judge action. We did get some Aaron Judge action in my builds, which I'm pretty happy about. One guy that I did miss out on, though, was Anthony Rizzo. I really like the Rizzo play, and it's not going to come to fruition today, but I think that he has a solid chance of hitting a home run. And, I'm going to be interested to watch some of those at bats because I just pivoted off of him. So, there's since I did just pivot off of him, most likely he's going to smash.
Yeah, I like the Rizzo spot too. Like I said before, he's been hitting one of the best clips on the team in this week. And Pineda, I think he just gives up hard contact to everybody today.
Yeah, it is Michael Pineda, so I would not be surprised whatsoever if that was the case. But it's going to be a good slate. I like where I'm at personally. I feel pretty solid about the process and feel like my lineup's in a really really good spot today. So very excited to see how this slate pays out, and excited to see what the chalk looks like today because I feel like I have a good grasp on who's going to be chalky and who's not, but that. Every single day that I feel like I have a good grasp on that, it completely goes away, and I realize, wow, I don't have a good grasp on it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm trying to throw it out the window now as
Yeah,
much as I can. It is what it is at the end of the day. I do think people still load up on Cease on FanDuel, and on DraftKings we know that Montgomery's going to be chalk, so I think it's going to be a mixture of Montgomery and Cease on FanDuel, and I think that people will just continue to play, even in tough matchups. People continue to play the top arm on the slate.
yeah, people do continue to play that top arm, and it's been a mixed bag. I think some spots have worked out and some spots haven't. By the way, shout out to Anthony for subbing with Prime. We greatly appreciate it. But yeah, some spots have worked out, some spots haven't, and it should be interesting. JQ says Weather's ass in Oakland wanted to play backburn for GPPs, but I don't think it plays. That's kind of our thoughts as well. It'd be pretty interesting to see that one if it does play, but I would be very shocked if it did.
I agree. Not too interested in that spot. I was on Jordan Lyles last night and wanted to potentially target Blackburn today, as well as maybe a few Oakland righties because they're in a good spot too. But it doesn't seem like they're going to play, and I think the entire city is just ready for the Warriors game.
Yes, the entire city is certainly ready for that Warriors game. That is without a doubt. Anthony said, "I need this sub sound enabled ASAP so I can gift a bunch of subs." Dude, that might be more up to Jared than I because I don't know how to work that stuff. So, but maybe Jared will do it. Maybe I'll learn how to do it. Who knows? We have some extra time today, so that's definitely a possibility. Um, John saying yes to your Warriors comment. I think everyone's more excited about the Warriors right now in Oakland.
I would also agree with them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I don't
there's
blame them.
I'd be curious, John, to find out what the actual vibe is around the A's and all these, like less than 2,000, 3,000 fans in the last two games. I don't understand it.
I mean,
It's
I think
weird.
that's the vibes, man. Like that. I don't think you need to know any more vibes about it. That is the vibes. That
Yes.
many fans
Well,
in that little amount of time. Hey, as much shit as you want to give Oakland, it's not like they've been performing poorly. We've seen some good games from this Athletics team recently. I think that the low attendance numbers,
recently?
yeah.
1-0 last night against
I
Baltimore?
mean, not in the Baltimore series necessarily. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying they put up a fight against Toronto, and they put up a fight against I forget who else they've played, but they've put up some decent fights so far.
Okay. This last couple days for Oakland's just been terrible, so whatever. I mean,
Yeah, it certainly
they
has.
it's getting to a point where like they are just looking at the rain and they're like, "Yes, thank God this is happening to us."
Thank goodness we can cancel this game and push it back to later. They're probably plenty happy to do that today. Um, some fights about the Warriors. Life of Goosey saying "screw the Warriors." Some strong words there from a boy Goose. Very interesting. I don't know. Well, it's I don't know. Are you? What game are you excited most about for the playoffs today?
Will be Memphis and Timberwolves as far as because I think the Warriors series is all but over, and also think that what other game do we have on tonight's slate? There's the third one. Oh, it's the
Uh,
Utah Dallas one. All right, that one's okay. I will tune in to watch that one too.
yeah, I will definitely tune in to watch the I'll definitely tune in to watch the Grizzlies game for sure. Jakku says Collins your favorite catcher on DK. No, he is not. I actually don't know why you would play Collins today. Honestly, there's a much better catcher play, just a little bit priced up compared to him. Um, not a big fan of that Boston game. Do you think this Boston game garners any chalk? You think some batters get some chalk today?
Essentially, I think the field might be more on the White Sox, but I could easily see that game having some ownership.
Yeah, it certainly should be interesting. I don't know. I'm curious about this White Sox stack because I feel like it's not the best place to take them against Plesac, but I'm curious to see what the field does because this White Sox team has been so cold. Like I was looking at it, Luis Roberts hasn't had a base hit since the 13th of April. Jared, it's been a cold month for Luis Roberts. Tim Anderson, he's had a few hits recently, but nothing extraordinary necessarily. And I don't know. I'm very curious to see what this ownership looks like from the White Sox.
So will I. They are very expensive on both sides, and I do think that they come in at least Tim Anderson and like the top three guys in this lineup. I do think that all of them have I wouldn't say considerable ownership, but I think it will be in the 20 to 40 range.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. We did just get the Orioles lineup for anyone who's curious. I'll read that off: Mullins, Santander, Mancini, Mountcastle, Odor, Hayes, Urias, Bemboom, and Mateo. Is the lineup for the Orioles. That game probably doesn't play, but still wanted to mention it at the very least.
Woo!
That perfectly sums up what you need to know there about that Orioles lineup. Yeah, it's kind of a boring day here. We're pretty much all done. Jared, do you have any plans for the rest of the day?
Today it's supposed to get up to almost 70 degrees in Milwaukee, so
Nice.
that I might actually clean off the porch from the winter. And
There you
yes,
go.
it was still winter up until about I think it snowed on Monday.
There you
So
there you
yeah,
go.
that's how my week is going.
See, it gets cold again next week, so I don't even feel like I can fully love the weather quite yet. Like I'm just preparing for it to get cold all over again for me. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not doing much today. I'm actually the girlfriend's dad and I are going to go see Bert Kreischer tonight at the Grand Ole
Oh,
Opry.
very nice,
Yeah,
very nice.
it's going to be a lot of
Big
fun. We're
fan.
excited for that. Yeah, same. So that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, outside of that, I have a pretty boring day ahead of me. Got some more work to do, but gonna enjoy watching some baseball while I get that work done, which is always a good time to be able to watch baseball while getting work done.
Yeah, we kind of came into this slate today thinking it would be tougher to figure out, and it was pretty straightforward. So,
Very.
uh, we'll see. I was definitely not anywhere close to what like that other what last Wednesday or Thursday was.
Oh yeah, that one was a little bit messy, but this one feels very simple. You know, the stacks are laid out in front of you. My favorite pitcher was pretty easy to find today. It didn't take too much research to realize like, okay, this guy's a little bit trappy. This guy seems like the better play. But like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited for today's slate. I feel like I put in a really good spot with the build that I currently have.
I feel the same way. Mine's obviously I took a few approaches today that I don't think many people take, and yeah, I ended up full stacking the Twins actually.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I like the Twins bats. I like your second mini stack that you have. Your second mini stack is spicy. I don't think a lot of people go
I think
there,
it's
but
I
it's
think it's very, very. I don't even think people have the money to do that today.
no, people probably do not have people definitely don't have the money to do that. So it's going to be interesting to see ownership there. But I was just looking at your build. I like where you went for sure.
It was an interesting 2v2, which got me off of another stack. But yeah, I think that at this one, it's as boom it or bust as I can get today, probably without going with the ace.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Um, any other questions, y'all? We're here to answer questions, you know, whether they're DFS related, sports betting related, prize picks related, whatever you guys want us to answer. We are more than happy to answer those questions. Jay Kuz asked, do you like Mets lefties against Desclafani? I feel like that's a better question for Jared than I. So, Jared, take it away.
Yeah, I think that these are prime spots to get them at. It's going to be under the radar a little bit because they are very expensive, and the White Sox and Yankees are appropriately priced on today's slate. So, like going above that, and then you have Lindor versus Jose Ramirez in price. I think that people will sleep on that spot for the Mets, and I think that while they could still met at the end of the day, I do think the way to attack it would be going these lefties against Disclafani. That seems to have worked out for us in the past several times.
Yes, for sure. Got a little bit of an interesting question. I guess I did say, ask any question you want. So it's a little bit deserved. But someone said, which top two NCAA football conferences have the most players drafted this year? They said, for me, it's SEC and Pac 12. I think that's a pretty fair assumption, right? Maybe Big Ten instead of Pac 12 potentially.
Depends who comes back. I mean, okay, Pac-12, interesting. I don't know about the Pac-12.
Yeah.
I I don't know. I think that the Big Ten probably will take a step down this year. They have a lot of studs coming into the draft.
Hmm.
The SEC is going to be powerful no matter what, but maybe it is the year for the Pac-12. I don't know,
Yeah.
Pac-12 or Big 12 for me.
Yeah. Very interesting. JQ's, yeah, we're getting in all the questions here. Not only baseball questions, but some other questions too. Why is Mike Jackson fighting in the UFC this weekend? Talk about giving Barry a gimme fight. Well, they've been trying to book this fight for like a few months now, and I don't know why Mike Jackson is fighting in the UFC. I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know if you knew this, Jared, but Mike Jackson fighting this weekend is 0-1 with one no contest on his pro MMA record. He's actually an MMA media member now, and is now fighting this weekend, which kind of speaks to what this card looks like this weekend. It's a little ugly.
Okay. So how much more money does he get to fight than be on the broadcast team?
I have no clue, but I can't imagine it's like a ton more. And honestly, it doesn't matter how much money he is, his lights are going to get put out. So it should be interesting. Why was the CM Punk fight turned into a no contest? I think it's because he got caught doing the weed. I think that's the reason why.
Don't do the weed. Stay off
No,
the weed.
yeah, stay off the weed. Life of
Then
Goosey
one
asks,
day after.
did you guys see that video of Mike Tyson beating that dude up on the plane that annoyed him? No, I got a notification for it though on my computer that was like, true, still don't mess with Mike Tyson. And I haven't read any more into that, so I'm very curious to see that after we get off of the show today. Oh my goodness, Jared, your prayers have been answered. Did you see this? The
Did we get the lineup?
the Arizona lineup came out right now.
Yeah,
Cooper
buddy.
Humm. Cooper Hummel in the leadoff spot, Ketel Marte, Matt Davidson, Christian Walker, Seth Beer, Pavon Smith, Carson Kelly, Joe McCarthy, and G. Perdermo. Um, Very interesting that they put Kelly in the 7th hole. That's kind of disappointing to say the least.
It's disappointing. Also, where the heck has Matt Davidson been this last like
Yeah,
2 weeks?
I mean, like you couldn't ask for a better lefty smasher though. So I guess it works out
You're
in the
right.
spot. Um,
I can't play him because I'm going Gio Urshela. Like, there's no way I'm getting off that spot. So,
don't blame you.
um, I like this. I mean, I still have it gets gross, right? I mean, I think exactly what I have is a 246 or 247. Um, I still like it. I still think they're good.
Arizona did exactly what I told them not to do on the podcast in fucking putting too many lefties in the lineup because there's no reason to put Beer in the lineup. There is no reason to put fucking Pavon Smith. It just way too many lefties at the end of the day, in my opinion. But hey, we'll see how it goes. I think the top of that lineup can still be pretty dominant, in my opinion.
Would agree. Davidson's in a good spot again. He's got to be under 2,500. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Oh, he's 20. He's 2K. He's min price. I looked at
Oh,
this.
who's the better play, Gio or Matt
I,
Davidson?
I think Gio Urshela. I'll take Gio Urshela 9 times out of 10 over Matt Davidson.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's either going to hit a home run or he's going to strike out 4 times today.
He could very well get pinch hit for as well. So we'll have to see. Here's the reason that he got called up though. Davidson has gotten off to a hot start at AAA Reno this year, hitting 386 with 8 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 8 runs in 11 games. What the fuck? He hit just
That sounds like
160.
some juicing.
Yeah, that sounds like some juicing for sure. He hit just 163 in 22 appearances with the Reds last year, but will be awarded with the spot on the Arizona's 40-man roster, and it's a candidate to get some playing time since the team has struggled offensively early in the season. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Matt Davidson is the answer. I don't know. We could be looking at a pivot, gents. There is some potential for it. I think. Actually, I think I'm just gonna say it in the chat that I'm gonna pivot to Matt Davidson. Very good times.
Got a message in Discord saying how many Minnesota bats are too many. I think the answer to that is four. Four is too many on DraftKings. Actually,
Yeah.
you can play four. I would think five is too many on DraftKings.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think 5 is too many on DraftKings for sure.
I'm staying put on Geo, but you
No,
can
man,
definitely play
I'd
five.
much rather have freaking Matt Davidson over Gio Urshela. If he's hitting like that, then I I'll take the cheap play there.
Eh, I'd rather have Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
I'd rather have Pete Davidson.
Yeah, I guess that could work out for you as well. Bacon says, "What's good? What is going on? How are you doing?" Taking a screenshot of this. You can play both. Yeah, but I already have my first baseman locked in. I like Rizzo a lot.
I
I
don't
don't
think you
want to.
can get off if you're not playing. If you're not playing Rizzo, you can't get off of Christian Walker.
Yeah, that's true.
Personally,
That is a very good point.
I'm not gonna sub Christian Walker for Matt Davidson.
Yeah, that's pretty ugly. All right, we've locked in the Matt Davidson change. I'm excited to see how this goes. He better smash today. That's such a hot start. That's crazy.
Yeah,
8 home runs in 11 games, man. Like, are you kidding me?
and I know. He does
He's
face a
basic.
triple A arm today.
I was about to say it's basically facing another AAA arm today. So like he could very well get the job done again. I don't know. I love this spot for Davidson. Count me in. I'd certainly be pivoting to it on FanDuel if we got it.
Oh yeah, if we got it on FanDuel, sure. I mean, like he's probably 2K.
Yeah, exactly. I hope is there a single game for that one? I hope Corn gets to play him or something.
Let's find out. Showdown schedule.
There's not. Gosh.
No.
Effing, is there one on DraftKings? I'll totally go play him on DK. Probably not since it's part of the main slate, but worth taking a check. Oh, it is on DraftKings. All right, might have to play it over there. There's a DK showdown. Yeah, lock in Davidson on the showdown.
Man, FanDuel's blowing this one. They didn't put this game on the main slate. They don't offer a single game for it. What's going on?
Ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. All right, Jared. We're about to get out of here. We have 2 more minutes. We'll go over some ownership and then get out of here. But any final thoughts?
I think that we'll basically find out what happens on this slate in the next 2 minutes with ownership. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see Montgomery ownership and Ceased ownership, and that basically will tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, the Montgomery ownership, I think, is the most intriguing thing. I think Cease can still do well. I think Gausman does better at the end of the day, but I think Cease does pretty well in this start. So I'm not going to say that he gets completely blown up, but I was able to get my one off of Jose Ramirez, Jared. So I'm a happy camper. I feel like he's going to absolutely crush in this matchup.
Yeah, would agree. I'm very curious. Like we talk about FanDuel versus DraftKings and coinciding all the time. I have no idea what the pulse is on the Twins, but all I know is that I'm
Yeah,
willing to go all in on them today.
yeah. I don't know what that pulse looks
People,
like either, but
well, if people are if people are interested in playing Greinke on DK, then they probably won't playing Twins on FanDuel.
yeah, probably you're probably right there. I'm curious. That's another thing I really want to see. Like, what does this Grinky ownership look like? Um, it should be interesting to see that Grinky ownership for sure.
Yeah, it could just be smoke and mirrors, but there were a lot of touts and sites talking about Greinke.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. I don't know what you do with having Grinky in your builds, but that's the route you want to go. I guess go for it, but it's not going to be a pretty one. All right, Slate has locked Cease. Oh, I can't see ownership yet on Cease. But Yankees are pretty heavily owned from what I'm seeing. Judge 89% owned, Hicks 67% owned, uh, Joey Gallo 62% owned. Got Marwin Gonzalez at a at a very cheap ownership of 5%, so need that to go well for me, and I feel pretty good about that actually. I just want to see this Dylan Cease ownership though. It's not showing up yet. Jordan Montgomery, 38% owned by the field on FanDuel. So people wanted to go to Jordan Montgomery. I feel like that's a mistake, man, but I don't know. We'll see.
Cease probably has the other 30-40%.
Yeah, I would imagine that is the case. I want to see the Cease ownership. I don't know if that's going to go live. See very little Carrasco ownership. Got him at 3%. Yeah, it's going to be a wait and see approach. Cease 40% owned in GPPs on DraftKings. Carrasco 21% owned. That's some high ownership for Carrasco over on DK.
A little bit. I
No,
don't think it's going to work out for people today.
no, neither do I. 24% ownership on Jordan Montgomery. All right, Jared. I think we've seen all the ownership that we can see. Any final thoughts before getting out of here?
No, go Twins.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think we can both collectively say, go Twins. And hopefully the Twins can do well for us. But thank you all for hanging out with us this afternoon. This is the last show we're going to do because this is 30 to lock. So tomorrow, we're taking a little bit of a changed approach. Not changed approach necessarily, but I have a day off tomorrow visiting with some family that's in town. So Jared is going to be running things solo tomorrow. Going to be providing for cash games and GPPs. Going to be doing a solo podcast. Still the same amount of content for you guys. Just coming from one guy. So I'm taking over for Jared in a couple weeks. He has some out of town stuff that he has to do, but this is Jared giving me a day off. So Jared, excited for tomorrow. Excited to see what you're going to do, and I'm sure you're going to do plenty fine.
Yes, sir. And I probably won't be talking about Oakland. So
Yeah, there
there's
you
always
go.
that.
There's always that indeed. All right, let's get out of here, Jared. As always, my name is Joshua Reimer. Good night and good skill.